Tackle tough terrain and explore the great outdoors with a thrilling outdoor vehicle. Plus, don't miss out on additional cash drawings every Saturday. Your next adventure awaits. Only at Twin Pine Casino and Hotel. Must be 21 to play. Please gamble responsibly.
It's time to start crunching those numbers, downloading those forms, and finding all those receipts you put in the shoebox last year. Getting frustrated yet? Try crunching this number, 707-238-2281. Numerical, your one-stop shop for taxes, bookkeeping, payroll, and business services.
We're Darlene
and Ruben Sandoval, owners of Numerical.
Call us at 707-238-2281.
Personal or business taxes, our certified professionals will take care of you like your family.
Numerical in Roner Park.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you paying attention to China, Russia, and Ukraine? Any reminders of the Cold War days? If you've been on the fence about buying gold and silver, now is the time to make the call. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call Oxford Gold right now and ask about bonus opportunities you may be eligible for. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Live and local from our studios in Santa Rosa. Listen for Sonoma County's morning news, weekdays 6 to 9 a.m., 96.9 and 103.5 KSRO.
8:19 at KSRO, recapping the top local stories. Sonoma County finally gets to dry out for a few days. However, runoff continues, so watch out for continued flooding and overflow near some creeks.
Police will patrol Petaluma High School today after students made various threats to the school. Shared document included comments about bringing an assault rifle to campus.
And the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors approved a ban on new gas stations. 6 cities in the county have already taken similar steps. Russia is blaming the United States for the mid-air collision between one of its fighter jets and a U.S. drone near Ukraine. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Savage reports.
We view this incident as a provocation, says Russia's ambassador to the United States. The U.S. military says its surveillance drone crashed into the Black Sea on Tuesday after a Russian jet struck its propeller. Russia insists there was no contact and the drone was deliberately and provocatively heading for Russia. The international community now weighing up how serious this issue could be. UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace calling for calm.
The key here is that all parties respect international airspace. We urge the Russians to do so.
Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
White House says the U.S. banking system is sound, despite the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Appearing on CNN's State of the Union, Office of Management and Budget Director Shalanda Young stressed the administration is closely watching the situation. She called the country's banking system more resilient now than after the 2008 financial crisis due to additional reforms and tools that were put in place. Silicon Valley Bank was shut down by regulators on Friday, marking the biggest U.S. bank failure in 15 years.
One senior Democrat wants the Federal Reserve chairman to recuse himself from a review of the collapsed Silicon Valley Bank. Mark Mayfield with more.
Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts said Jerome Powell played a role in its collapse. She said his actions to allow big banks like Silicon Valley Bank to boost their profits by loading up on risk directly contributed to these bank failures. She said Powell must not be involved in order for the Fed's review to be credible. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A Republican senator is warning the U.S. not to turn its back on Ukraine. Michael Kastner reports.
Lindsey Graham of South Carolina tweeted Tuesday, if Russia loses in Ukraine, then the world resets in all the right ways. But if he wins and the West capitulates just like in the past, then more conflict is coming. Graham made the comment after Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis called the Russia-Ukraine war a territorial dispute, not one of America's vital national interests. Of the DeSantis comments, North Dakota Republican Senator Kevin Cramer.
I would not agree on that. I think it's pretty clear, historically speaking.
I'm Michael Kastner.
An organization that tracks online crime activity reports that Mexican drug cartel members are a lot more active on Twitter since Elon Musk reduced the platform's safety oversight after buying the company last October. A report by the Alliance to Counter Crime cartel members are now open and active. According to the report, high-profile cartel members use the platform to recruit new members and post violent videos. Some accounts are used to send threats to government officials, civilians, and rival gang members, according to the report.
Battle New York Congressman George Santos is introducing a new bill to target the cognitive status of anyone occupying the Oval Office. Liz Warner reports.
Last month, GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley called for mandatory mental competency tests for politicians over 75. This week, Santos unveiled his bill requiring an annual check on cognitive functions for any sitting president. The test would assess general intellect, reading comprehension, learning, memory, and reasoning, among other factors. If a president ignores the test, Santos's bill would deny the commander-in-chief any federal funds for official travel. It's the second bill Santos has sponsored, as he continues to face calls to step down over mounting ethics and financial probes. The bill also comes as President Biden faces questions over his age ahead of a potential re-election bid. He is currently 80. Liz Warner, NBC News Radio, New York.
Illusionist David Blaine is recovering after suffering an injury during a performance in Las Vegas. Trey Thomas fills us in.
It happened while Blaine was jumping into a pile of boxes from about 80 feet above. The performer can be seen on video falling into the boxes. Then can be heard screaming in pain. He suffered a dislocated shoulder that was put back into place on site and is reportedly doing well. I'm Trey Thomas.
You know, Michelle, any chance that that was a stunt? You know, he likes promotion.
Oh, he loves attention. Are you kidding? Yes, it is possible. He maybe knew that he was going to dislocate his shoulder.
He made you read that story about him, so I feel like
it works.
New study shows the mortality rate for children and teens spiked in 2020 and 2021. A study published this week in the Journal of American Medical Association said the increase was driven by deaths from homicide, accidental drug overdoses, car accidents, suicide among those ages 10 to 19. Researchers found the mortality rate of Americans ages 1 to 19 increased by 11% between 2019 and 2020, and an additional 8% between 2020 and 2021. It's the largest increase in 50 years.
A 5,000-mile wide seaweed bloom is heading toward the South Florida coast. Scientists at the University of South Florida say all that seaweed could blanket beaches on the Gulf Coast in June. They say the bloom, that's twice as wide as the U.S., is only about 100 miles from Collier County, south of Fort Myers. It's called sargassum, and it can cause a lot of problems if it washes up on the beaches. The scientists say the rot and smell are similar to red tide and dead fish. That sounds pleasant. And if it isn't cleaned up immediately, it can actually suffocate wildlife. They put the odds of all that seaweed fouling Florida's beaches at 50-50. It is 8:25 at KSRO. And with details on your morning ride, here is Paul Maxwell.
Thanks, Michelle. Heads up Santa Rosa, North 101 just after Airport Boulevard. Somebody lost a chair in the road. That is between the two left lanes. Not much of an impact there. Traffic looking good in both directions. North 101, though, is slow in Santa Rosa from just before Todd up to College. Southbound heavy at Highway 12. Highway 12 seeing some heaviness both directions of Highway 12 between 101 and Calistoga Road, and stretches of brake lights westbound 12 from Fulton, continuing to the Gravity Highway in Sebastopol. South 101 heavy on the Cotati grade from Railroad down to Petaluma Boulevard North. More slow going South 101 in Marin and Roland down to just past Lucky Drive. Your next update, 8:35. Now with Sonoma County's most accurate, most dependable forecast, here's Daniel Trucios.
Thanks, Paul. We do have sunny skies for today. High 63 in Santa Rosa, mid-50s along the coast. Wind speeds will be light inland, but expect gusts of over 20 miles an hour if you're along the shores. Mostly clear tonight. Temps still dropping to the low 30s overnight. Very similar for tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, though, looks like clouds are coming back. Not necessarily rain clouds. We could see some rain, but it'll be very light, if any.
42 degrees in Healdsburg. We've got 43 in Petaluma and 39 in Santa Rosa. KSRO News Time is 8:26.
Life is made up of moments. Moments that matter. Those Little League games under the lights, building the best ice cream sundaes, those family photo shoots, and unforgettable senior proms. As your public power provider, we at Sonoma Clean Power thrive on being part of your everyday moments, the moments we all cherish. That's why with every small effort, we're working toward a clean energy future for our families, teammates, neighbors, and those we have not yet met. So let's come together, work together, take care of today, and honor tomorrow. Let's protect the place we call home, the place where our children's children will grow. Join us on the clean energy journey, because the best is yet to come. Learn how your actions can make an even greater impact at poweringeverydaymoments.org. Sonoma Clean Power, powering moments that matter.
Agricultural community farmers markets bring you fresh produce, meat, and dairy each week year-round.
Saturday and Wednesday mornings, 8:30 to 1, the tradition continues at the Santa Rosa Community Farmers Market in Farmers Lane Plaza. Living Being Farms has a great selection of produce and super sweet oranges. Ortiz Family Farms grows everything in Sonoma County, super fresh and local. Chem Farms has blueberries, strawberries, and even blackberries, all certified organic. Need a warm-up? Mark from Tea and Trumpets has the best tea. Enjoy at the market or at home. J&J has beautiful deep red hothouse tomatoes. Rojas Family Farms is bursting with juicy mandarins. Sunny Cafe Food Truck is back every Wednesday with breakfast offerings. Santa Rosa Seafood offers the freshest fish around, available every Saturday. Big Shift has a wide variety of muffins made with seasonal ingredients and also has gluten-free options.
Info online at ilovefarmersmarkets.org.
Austin here from More Home Services, and I want to tell you how you can virtually eliminate any and all airborne particles that might be aggravating breathing problems from asthma, bronchitis, allergies, and the like. It's called an air scrubber, and it's a device that connects to your existing heating and cooling system, and like its name suggests, it scrubs pollutants out of the air that are circulating in your home. It uses a high-intensity UV lamp to kill viruses, bacteria, and mold, and safe oxidizers that attach themselves to any smoke, chemicals, gases, or odors, and neutralizes them as they pass through the air scrubber. It's super safe and affordable, and can help you and your family breathe easier. Right now, we're offering an amazing 10% discount on all air scrubbers and installation. It will never be more affordable than now. For more information or to book an appointment, call More Home Services at 707-505-8000. Or you can find us online at morehomeservices.com.
Everyone, I'm Brian Kilmeade. This Wednesday show is going to be sensational. It's Rich Lowry, Mike Rogers, Kevin Hassett, Lee Zeldin, Martha McCallum will join me. We'll talk about the Hunter hijinks, what was just exposed thanks to Bank of America, the bank failures, all about incompetence, idiotic focus on inclusion. We'll discuss it and take it down. That's what the Russians did to our Reaper drone. We have to react with strength. Biden does not understand that. We'll talk about it. Brian Kilmeade Show, coming your way, Wednesday edition.
This morning at 9:06 here on KSRO.
President Biden is in Las Vegas today, where he's scheduled to speak about plans to lower the price of prescription drugs. He arrived in Las Vegas last night following a trip to the LA area. His visit comes as his administration announced it's subjecting 27 drugs to inflation penalties.
Sonoma County's News Talk, KSRO, on FM at 103.5 in Santa Rosa and Windsor, and now at 96.9 in Petaluma.
Financial markets here at home and overseas falling sharply today as investors question the health and liquidity of global banks. It follows the collapse in the U.S. of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, the second and third largest bank failures in U.S. history. In Amarillo, Texas, a judge hearing arguments as a lawsuit seeks to revoke Food and Drug Administration approval of mifepristone, one of two drugs used in medication abortion. ABC's Maria Villarreal is in Amarillo.
Plaintiffs' lawyers claim the FDA exceeded its authority, and they're asking the judge to pull the drug, forcing the agency to try and get it reapproved again, which could take years and could affect 64 million women across the country.
The U.S. is blaming Russia for a collision that caused the loss of an American surveillance drone. The unmanned U.S. aircraft was flying over the Black Sea near Ukraine, but officials say it was intercepted by Russian jets. Russia denies there was any collision, but says they are going to try to retrieve the remains of the drone. Dave Packer, ABC News.
From ABC News, tech trends, water and technology don't often mix, especially when it comes to cybersecurity. There are about 54,000 water utility companies across the United States, and Tony Anscombe, Chief Cyber Threat Officer at ESET, says they have a big responsibility.
They monitor sensors in water systems. They make sure our drinking water is safe,
And they unfortunately have a lot of technology involved in actually delivering this to us.
This month, the Environmental Protection Agency found that those public water systems are at risk of things like ransomware attacks due to outdated technology, and urged states to take up the mantle of ensuring cybersecurity safety.
Still a significant issue per state to realistically bring a lot of these very regional and very rural water companies into mainstream cybersecurity infrastructure and management.
With Tech Trends, I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
For what it's worth, I'm Sherry Preston. Imagine flying from Boston nonstop to Hawaii, and all you see below you is seaweed. A balloon just that long, about 5,000 miles worth, floating right now in the Atlantic Ocean.
That is moving westward towards the Caribbean region and will be making its way to the Gulf of Mexico and South Florida in the coming months.
And Florida Atlantic professor Dr. John LaPointe says it's already starting to show up on shore.
I got some photos from some colleagues in Key West showing a lot of sargassum coming into Smathers Beach in Key West.
All that seaweed actually a type of algae, and Florida Gulf Coast University professor Barry Rosen says
algae are okay, as long as they don't get too bad that they affect the aesthetics and our health.
But that much of it actually could affect a lot. Stinking of rotten eggs and possibly smothering fish and turtles. The bulk of it could hit Florida coastlines in June. For what it's worth, Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Live and local from our studios in Santa Rosa, this is Sonoma County's Morning News on Marconi Award-winning KSRO.
Good morning. It is 8:33. Today is Wednesday, March 15th. I'm Michelle Marquez.
And I'm Larry Olson. Dan Trucillo's our producer, web editor Jeff Woodworth.
How much would you pay for a pair of used sneakers?
I sometimes go to the Goodwill. I spend like $5.
What if they were used sneakers that were worn by Michael Jordan?
My kids would want those.
They would want those?
Yes, yes.
Well, a pair that Michael Jordan wore in his Last Dance game are going up for auction, and apparently they expect them to go for quite a pretty penny. Estimates are $2 to $4 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm doubting that you have that much. Although you might be holding back on me, Larry. Do you have that much to pay for these sneakers?
I feel like you don't put those on if you buy them.
Right, exactly. These are not to be worn again. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's look at our top stories this morning. Sonoma County finally gets to dry out for a few days.
Police will patrol Petaluma High School today after students made various threats to the school.
And the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors approved a ban on new gas stations.
Coming up in sports, Warriors in Tinseltown to take on the Clippers tonight. Tip at 7 o'clock right here on KSRO.
It is 8:35 at KSRO. We don't have the rain to deal with, so that's nice. But here is Paul Maxwell with an update on your commute.
Thanks, Michelle. First reports coming out of Cloverdale, south 101, just before the Cloverdale off-ramp. A two-vehicle accident, but no other details. CHP is on the way. Santa Rosa, north 101, after Airport Boulevard, they cleared a chair that was in the road off to the shoulder. Not really much of an impact. 101 looking good through the area. North 101, though, is slow from Santa Rosa Avenue up to College, and southbound heavy from just after Steele to just past Highway 12. Highway 12, lots of brake lights both directions between 101 and Calistoga Road, and some slow going on westbound 12 from Fulton in stretches down to the Gravenstein Highway in Sebastopol. Your next update, 8:45. Now with Sonoma County's most accurate, most dependable forecast, here's Daniel Trucillos.
You know, that Air movie is actually coming out next month about Nike signing Michael Jordan to that amazing shoe deal.
Creating those shoes, yeah, pretty amazing.
Maybe $10 to see that one. High of 63 for today, 54 along the coast. We do have some sunny skies. Wind speeds are light, mostly clear for tonight. Temperatures dropping to the 30s. It'll be in the mid to low 60s for the rest of the week. Cloudy toward the weekend. Might see some light rain scattered throughout.
43 in Petaluma and 39 in Santa Rosa. KSRO News Time now is 8:36. The Bay Area is finally feeling some relief as it starts to dry out today. The heaviest rain has moved on for now, and a high wind warning is over. But those who live in Sonoma County are still on alert as some creeks continue to overflow. As for power outages, it's down to about 170,000 people in the dark, with most in Santa Clara and San Mateo counties. There are roughly about 200 customers without power in Sonoma County.
Sonoma County Fire District was busy pulling people from vehicles stuck at flooded roads. First, just after noon Tuesday, vehicle was stuck in the floodwaters on Armstrong Woods Road in Guerneville. 2 adults and a child were helped by a rescue boat. There were no injuries. Then around 5 p.m., firefighters had to rescue a driver stranded on the flood.